Elections that were slated for today. We take you to Bonchari right now in KBC County. We understand that the voting exercise commenced according to plans in that particular constituency, and there has been a lot of issues emanating, including protests from politicians who are complaining about, among others, heavy police presence, voter intimidation and bribery. Several suspects, we understand, have been arrested and money confiscated as police rein in on those behind suspected voter malpractice. We have Achola Simon, who has been following up this particular by-election for us, joining us now live, just to give us an update on what has happened so far and what are some of the expectations. A very good afternoon, Achola. If you can hear me, just bring us up to speed with the situation on the ground in Bonchari constituency.
Well, thank you very much, Safin. The situation remains the same as it was in the morning. Of course, there were a number of complaints from politicians and, of course, their supporters of voter bribery and, of course, other malpractices. And, of course, as you've rightly put it, one of the issues that was actually heavily discussed was the heavy presence of police in this constituency. And, of course, the regional police commander, Muiruri Karanja, explaining that that is necessitated by the fact that they are doing everything within their means to ensure that indeed this is a peaceful election. And so far, it has been very peaceful, save for the fact that the turnout has been extremely low. And I'll just call on my colleague to actually just pass with it, so then you can actually get a true picture of where we are. We are actually at Itirio Mixed Primary School polling center, and here we are told that we have about 780 registered voters. And of course, so far the statistics that we are actually getting from the officials here is that just about 280 are the ones who've actually showed up and cast their vote. Now, that paints a picture of exactly what is happening in the constituency. There's been an extremely low voter turnout, and politicians have been asking that indeed the locals turn out in their numbers so that then they can actually participate in this poll. If my colleague can actually just pan again, so that then you get to see what is happening in this polling station. That is one of the voters who's just actually come in, and we've been here for the last 10 or so minutes, and since that time we've just seen about 2 of them coming in. They were ladies, and we are anticipating that more probably will be coming in the course of the day. One worrying thing is that it's just also about to rain, and of course that is also likely to affect the people actually who would like to actually come and participate in this poll. But in the morning, of course, we were on the trail of some of the aspirants who are actually participating in this by-election. Most of them did cast their votes, and of course the raised concern, as I've said, especially concerning voter bribery and intimidation, and of course they were calling on the police to do everything they can. The regional police commander Muiruri Karanja, apart from just confirming that, he also said that they had actually arrested a number of suspects, and they will be arraigned in court. But nonetheless, the politicians have also been calling on the locals to actually ensure that they actually come out in large numbers, so that then they can actually participate in this poll. Of course, we'll be keeping a keen eye on exactly what is happening here in Bonchari, so that then we can actually get to see if the numbers will go up or they will remain as they are. The other questions that have actually been raised over and again has been the issue of adherence to COVID-19 health protocols. And I can assure you that here in Itiero Mixed Primary School, we've seen wash points actually placed strategically at the entry point, and of course we also seen an officer taking temperatures of those who are actually coming in, and they're doing everything they can to actually ensure that they adhere to the set COVID-19 health protocols. There's been a challenge, especially in polling stations that have actually witnessed high turnout, and that I'm talking about Suneka Primary School, where we saw there was a large number, especially at the time when some of those aspirants were actually casting their votes, and it was a bit difficult to ensure that indeed those who are actually turning out in these polling stations adhere to the set health protocols. But nonetheless, in other stations, polling stations where the voter turnout is extremely low as this one, we see that things are actually playing out by default. Back to you, Safin.